so scared. So scared. Have to sell all my cryptos because is it? We're at the top of the market. It was short lived. It was only 60 days, 2.5 years, 2 years of downward pressure. Now we got to the top. Now we're done. Now we're going to stay down for the next 2, 3 years. Cryptos are dead. Bitcoin is dead. It's going back down to zero. It's going to die. Like, this is the 25th time it died and came back to earth. But, it's dead. It's a Ponzi scheme. We should all known better. We should all listen to Peter Schiff. Man, Peter Schiff just knew it, man. And we thought he was the joke. And no, we're the joke. We're a meme now. We're just horrible, man. I need to sell my cryptos right now because Bitcoin crashed 4% in the past 7 days. Yes. Let me rephrase that again. This is insane. Bitcoin has now crashed 3.84% in the past 7 days. I mean, that's just crazy, man. Like, I can't believe that Bitcoin has crashed so fast. And I mean, the bull market is over. I mean, 3.84% in the past 7 days. Bitcoin has now crashed. I am now getting margin calls out the ass. I'm having people calling me in my real life telling me, you're stupid. I tried to tell you not to buy your crypto, so I sold it all. I sold everything. I'm like, I can't handle 3.84% correction in Bitcoin. I just can't handle it. It's just too much. I mean, what if we go down to 5%? Holy shit. I'm going to go bankrupt if we go down to 5% in Bitcoin in the past 7 days. I mean, I don't know what to do. My girlfriend I don't have, left me for, the black dude down the street because, he has, more money, than I do now. I mean, he's just above, and then the Latin guy down the street is laughing at me. He's like, man, you should have just been, picking up logs and shit. Instead of playing around with this crypto. And then my mom's laughing at me saying, I told you not to buy that shit, and my brothers are calling me and everybody's calling me, just laughing at me. The girls are laughing at me. They're like, man, I thought you had money, man. You don't have nothing, man. You just, I had to sell it. I mean, at least I have like $2 to my name because, everything went to zero. I mean, oh my God, 3.84% correction in 7 days, man. I was just on top of the moon. I was making so much money, and then boom, just like that, I had to sell it all, man. I just couldn't handle the pressure. I mean, God forbid if we're at 5 or 6% loss. I mean, I would just be completely out of my mind. So anyway, that's been my day. Anyway, there's people in this world that actually had a day like that today. There are coins, Bitcoin dropping 4% and they're losing their mind. There's people out there in the world that, maybe they rode, what's it called? Dog with hat. They rode that up 800%, but when it corrects 20% in the most volatile crypto asset, which would be the meme tokens, they lose their freaking mind. Like, they completely forget that they made hundreds and hundreds of X in the past 7 days. And because there's a small correction, that's how people are thinking. Just the past 3 minutes of me acting like a fool is people's reality out there. I mean, I don't get it. It's a buying opportunity, my friends. This is a freaking buying opportunity. I will be scooping up all kinds of sweet little cryptos and Bitcoin today. And, and I'll be finding more money to buy this shit. If we continue to go down, we were told, and I've said on this channel multiple times, we're due for a 20% correction, my friends. We're due for this correction. We need this correction. Look, for all of you out there that been buying crypto in 2022, 2023 and all, I mean, look, we're way, way up compared to that. We're way up. So, look, a lot of people are losing their minds over literally not even a 4% correction in Bitcoin. Look, we're just getting started. There's going to be multiple 20 to 30% corrections, and we haven't even seen that yet. We haven't even seen it. A 4% correction is nothing. Honestly, The ETFs like to buy on Monday, it seems like, Monday and Tuesdays. It wouldn't it wouldn't even surprise me if we're back to 73, 74, 75,000 by Friday of next week, or within a couple weeks. It wouldn't even surprise me. Like, this is a nothing, you know? Honestly, it isn't. We can't lose sight. All right? We can't lose sight. I know there's going to be people that watch this video that are like, oh my God, I'm losing money. Look at how much money I'm down and all this other stuff. Look, you got to keep focused on the big picture and don't worry about the day-to-day stuff, man. Like, today, it's a great buying opportunity. I'm sure there's great buying opportunities all over the different markets. The thing is, honestly, again, we don't know what the price of these cryptos are. Chances are they're going to be sucking up all this extra liquidity out there in the world, all this extra cash that they keep on printing out of thin air. You know, it's a race against the dollar, and, you know, there's going to be some volatility. And if you guys think that 3.84%, 4% in the past 7 days, that's volatile, and you can't handle it, you need to get out of crypto. You need to get out of crypto now. Crypto is not for everybody, okay? Crypto is probably not for most people. Most people are not emotionally mature enough or been through the school of hard knocks to be able to go with the ebbs and the flows. Most people get their dopamine hit from this stuff. So, you know, obviously, if you're getting your dopamine from cryptocurrency, it going up, you're gonna be a train wreck when it goes down. Keep yourself in mind, or keep this stuff in mind when you're doing it. So, what I like is a lot of good cryptos, I will be scooping up, and it doesn't even matter at this point in time. This could be an easy trade. Okay. Easy trade. You guys want to make some easy money? There's tokens right now that are down 10, 15, 20%. You can literally scoop up with a few $100, and they'll probably go up 20, 30% when we start, you know, bouncing upward again. It wouldn't even surprise me at all if, I mean, this is easy money, man. Some of these tokens, if you hold on to them for 30 days, you could probably make 20, 30, 40%, maybe even 50% on some of these tokens. It's really an interesting thing. And yes, the ETFs are still buying crypto. They're still buying Bitcoin, rather. I'm sure they're buying other things, the venture capitalists and all. But they're still buying more Bitcoin than what is produced. They're still, on average, buying 4,000 Bitcoin a day. They're outstripping supply. And I'm going to tell you, the market is extremely manipulated. Don't fall for this stuff. Like I said, I'm going to post this video. Hopefully I can. I've been having some issues with the internet and stuff, just posting these videos. No conspiracy. It's just connection stuff. But look at the beginning of this video, man, when I'm freaking out. I'm going to start doing silly things like that, because that's what the new people are doing that don't understand about anything about crypto. And, they literally lose their mind, because Bitcoin was 73,000 and some change, and now it's like 65. And instead of being extremely excited about that, they're like panicking. And we're so early in this bull market. Like the numbers we're going to see for Bitcoin, we're not even going to remember these. Like, if you've been here for a few cycles, man, it's been, I think I might have to charge my phone. Do I have to charge my phone? Last time I was in the middle of a live stream, the phone died out. Anyway, this isn't going to be like a 2-hour stream. My 2-hour stream will come later on today. So, yeah, I just got out of the gym, and that's a whole nother video I'm going to be posting. I'm going to be posting a lot of good things, man, because I have a lot of good information out there, and I have to build my business. I'm really getting sick and tired of procrastinating on my crypto business and my website and all that. I have the money to do it. I have the time to do it. I guess I just, I don't know. I just have to push myself, I guess. I'm lazy, and, it's bad. Anyway, getting back to cryptos. Look, we're so early in the market cycle. Just look at the market cycle where we're at, the Wall Street cheat sheet. There's plenty of matrices. I love when we have, I love when we have these type of just washouts. It's really a good thing. It's an awesome thing. It really just gets rid of the tourists, and it just gives us cheap crypto. And I had a conspiracy theory in my mind that we had some issues. Like they can't find Bitcoin, right? They can't find it. They know retail has a boatload of crypto. Even if it's micro pieces, we still have a boatload of crypto. And I knew they were thinking about, like, let's try some things to think. I know they were trying some stuff to try to scare us to give our crypto to them, because look, you got to understand, these hedge funds and these ETFs, they got all the money in the world at their disposal. And what does that mean? That means that they go on social media. They know what we're saying. They know what we're thinking. They know that there's diamond hands like us that are willing to wait years and years and years, if possible, if needed. Like I'm ready. I don't need cryptos to go up or down to make me who I am. And I'm building out the real world. The virtual world, you know, cryptocurrency, all that type of stuff, I can do that on my off time as a hobby, or you know, as something I do after the real world work and investments and all that. So I can just forget about crypto right now. It's all my cold storage, most of it anyway. I can just forget about it until one day I look at it and I'm like, holy moly, you know? You know, some of this stuff, it's so, I don't know. I just look at it differently, but there's a lot of people out there that are panicking right now. And this is mostly for you, this live stream, especially for those people. Look, don't panic. Just be in good projects. Don't be too deep in risk, and just be blessed for these type of opportunities. Because now, if you had, so Bitcoin was almost like what, 73,000. Now we're at like 65, and every time you sell your crypto, especially Bitcoin, you're just giving it to BlackRock. You're literally like saying, hi, BlackRock, I'm not worthy, and I want to be poor. I'd rather have cash, which most poor people have cash. I don't want to be rich and have my Bitcoin and buy more Bitcoin. I'd rather just be a normal person and just be silly with this whole shit. So, I mean, you're going to have people like me out there that are buying. I buy all the time, man. I buy all the time. I don't even care if it's $10. If it's $10 a day, I'll buy it. If it's, I just really don't care anymore. Like, I really don't care about it. I'm not scared anymore. You know, I'm not scared. You know, when you see the template and you see what they do and you see they play the same game over and over and over, at some point in time, you have to just say, you know what? You're just desensitized to it. And when you have something that Bitcoin is down 4% the past 7 days, but we're up 23% for the month. I mean, like, that's good math there. That's really good math. I mean, you know how hard it takes to drive an asset that's $50,000, 20%? It takes tens of billions of dollars. And, you know, and this reset is just really cool. So, no, this reset is just really, really cool. I just think we're good, man. I just think we're good. So don't hang in there. I got to look at let's see. I got to look at an email real quick. So let's see if I can look at it and still. All right. Am I back? Let's see. All right, I'm back. I had to look at an email real quick. This is really what I want to say to all you guys. I'm going to try to be, you know, if you watch my streams, I'm all over the place. I can process a lot of information all at the same time. And it kind of, to most people, it seems that I'm jumping around, but I'm not. I can visualize multiple things all at the same time and whatnot. So I'm trying to simplify it for people who don't have the amount of paying attention that I do in crypto. Rules for crypto. You don't worry about the shakeouts. You use the shakeouts as buying opportunities. rule number, that's just a general rule. The backbone fundamentals for crypto investing is you have to know where you are in the market. You have to know that right now we are in crypto spring. Crypto spring it will be beautiful days in springtime, and it'll be crappy, could be 10 inches of snow on the ground. And then the next day it's 70 degrees and looking beautiful. That's crypto spring in the Northeast, okay? That's exactly the market we're in right now. You will see days where we were going up $10,000 in Bitcoin per week for several weeks, and now we're slowing down, and now we're correcting. We need this. I would like to see Bitcoin go down to $55,000, $52,000. I think we went way up, way higher than we should have, and I really would like to just see all the inexperienced people that just get wiped out and just sell all their shit because they need to learn something. We all been there, man. We all been there. We all, the musical chairs and all that. We've all been there before. They need to be educated. The best way to be educated is through losing money and to learn the lessons that we all learned. This is going to be common, but we need a bigger correction than this. This is really nothing. This just tells me, they need to come up with a new strategy to steal our crypto. And it kind of worked because they were buying Bitcoin at 73,000. Now they could buy Bitcoin at 65,000. And Michael Saylor is there probably buying tomorrow. He likes to buy on Sundays. He always buys on a Sunday. Sometimes he buys on Saturdays, but he always buys on a Sunday when everything is lower and the volume is low and spread thin. And then he'll buy, and then BlackRock and all the ETFs will buy on Monday because they have to buy Monday through Friday when the market's open. And then you'll see it back up. So, look, I've seen this so many different times. I'm looking at AI tokens today when I go home. And I'm not even going to wait because look, if you wait until 2, 3 p.m. on Sunday, that's when Europe and Asia are going to be waking up and buying and whatnot. That you're going to see things just already correct up. I'm going to be buying today. And if it goes down more, that's great. I don't expect it to go down, but if it does, that's great. I'll just buy more. Because look, I've been around where prices were way high and bought way low. I mean, I don't know. Some of my tokens, man, I was like 80% down and I still have them. I played the game 50% wrong last time, and I had to learn through the school of hard knocks like everybody else. But if you had the guts and the courage to buy in 2022 and 2023, when we didn't know, when Wall Street money was around, we didn't really know what was going on. The whole world came to an end, but you still was able to accumulate. I mean, like you don't have nothing to worry about, man. These corrections are needed. They're no big deals. So if you're freaking out, don't freak out. This is what they do, man. This is crypto. This is what they do. Just go read a book. Go do something else. And that's just why you shouldn't be putting all your money into crypto. Because if you need it, the market might be down 20% or something, and now you're screwed. And that's why if you're several hundreds of percent up, you need to be taking some out in the form of profit. I'm fine. I got other resources I could sell if I really need to pull some cash. I got, lines of credit. I got all different things if I really need to pull cash, and I expect you guys to have the same. The dollars, even if it's 13 or 15% compounded, 15% a year or something, and it compounds, it doesn't really matter. Like, you need to have, in the United States, you need to have access to short-term cash in the form of debt. And don't get yourself too much in debt. $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, that's good. Because if you're able to pull cash now and invest it, and you're still good with your bills and all that other stuff, I mean, this is the market to do that shit in, because by the end of the year, man, things are going to be really popping. Look, inflation's going to continue to erode everything. People are going to still look for a store of value in this world. $1 trillion every 100 days. It's only going to accelerate. All the fundamentals are there. You just got to be patient. And that's why I love crypto. It's like it magnifies everything to the good and to the bad. But, it's just like, after a while, like I said, just if you're down in your tokens, just walk away from it. Don't sell nothing, because the only reason why you should be selling your tokens right now is, anyway, you don't sell on a red day. You buy on a red day. You sell on a green day. So you should be selling when tokens are like sky high that day. And then you want to take profit, you take profit. On red days, we buy. On green days, we sell. Rule number one, we got to look at the market, where we are in the market cycle. We'll have to do I'll have to do a video through ScreenFlow and post it for market cycles and that type of thing. Like I said, you don't want to be too over your head. You want to have cash in the real world in case if there's emergencies and stuff, or assets to pull from. I mean, gold and silver is a great asset to sell if you need cash for shit. It's a great store of wealth, generally speaking. It's very stable price. It normally goes up where your cash can go down. It's hard to convert. It's a pain in the ass. You got to take your money. You got to drive somewhere. You got to sell it. You got to do all that stuff. And that's what makes it inconvenience to be able to sell when you need cash. That means you'll be thinking really hard. Do I need to sell this? And whatever I want to buy with this cash when I sell my gold, is it really worth it? So that's why it's a good store of wealth. And that's why it's good, to pull cash from. Like I said, debt instruments. If you want to go a little heavy on crypto, like I said, a $5,000 line of credit, something real little like that. If it's 13, 14, or 20%, compounded interest per year, it doesn't really matter. Like, cause your payments are something like, I don't know, probably like under $50, $40 a month. So if you invest that into just Bitcoin, you're going to make more money and be able to pay that loan off and still have a profit. Or you'll at least be able to float that monthly payment, just off of the profit. So anybody you talk to or out there, the big money people, the people that really rule the world, they're saying at least 2 more X for Bitcoin. So if you put $5,000 into Bitcoin, conservatively into Bitcoin, it's going to go, you'll have like $10,000 in profit, $5,000, you have to pay back your loan. So you'll end up realizing a $10,000 profit if it ends up going 2X. Normally it takes about 6 months after the halving, and then all hell breaks loose. But with Wall Street money in and all that, it could be less. I think it's going to be less, because as the halving happens and the rewards are cut in half, demand on Bitcoin specifically is already exceeding the demand is already exceeding supply. So it's only going to be worse when you half that. And where are they going to come up with the Bitcoin? They're going to come up with the Bitcoin. It's going to become more volatile because they have to shake you out of your position. So they're going to shake you out of your Bitcoin position one of a couple ways. One, they're going to raise the price up something crazy, $100,000, and make you sell your crypto because you've never seen that amount before, and you're going to want that money. $100,000, a lot of people can do a lot of things with that. You pay 15%. Long-term capital gains, for example. I mean, $85,000, that's a lot of money. That people can, most normal people can really do a lot with that money. So you'll sell it to BlackRock when that happens. You'll sell it to BlackRock if we get to 80, 90,000 and then we drop back down to 65,000. You'll be scared and you'll sell into that frenzy. So that's another way of them doing it. Anyway, they're going to get more and more creative on how to crash the markets. And it's going to become more volatile because they have to make it volatile because they have to scare you out of your positions. Another thing they're going to do is they're going to start pumping up other tokens because they don't want you to buy Bitcoin because they need it. So they need to kill the demand side, which is demand side from normal people, because this is a Wall Street asset now. This is a blue chip. This is Apple stock. This is Google stock. That's what Bitcoin is. It has now been adopted into the top echelons of the greatest all-time investments on earth. And this is an asset for the blue bloods. This is not an asset for the common people. So as it becomes more mature and, you know, Wall Street money becomes more normal being in and whatnot, like they don't want us to have any access to it. That's why they create meme tokens. That's why they create, you know, gaming tokens. That's why they create all these other tokens. I mean, you got $60 billion in meme tokens. Solana, that type of thing. They want you to be focused on the short-term gains, and you can make a lot of money short-term into altcoins. We all know you can get rich or you can lose all your cash. It's literally feast or famine. It's either it's all going to go to the moon, you know, but still you're distracted on not Bitcoin. So that's why I said, I've been saying this in my real world and in my online world forever. Get to one Bitcoin. Whatever you do, get to one Bitcoin. Now what I'm saying is, because most people, you will never have one Bitcoin in your entire life. If you're just a normal person not making $1 million a year, and I don't even know if $1 million a year is really enough to be able to afford one Bitcoin right now, because I mean, who if you have $1 million in assets, who is going to take the gamble to put almost, you know, 8 to 10%? I mean, when we get to 100,000, it'll be 10% of your net worth into Bitcoin. Like, I think most people have missed the boat. The only people that are buying Bitcoin that can actually afford a whole Bitcoin are ones that are like, you know, they just don't care about their allocation. They decide they want maybe 20 or 30% allocation, you know, then maybe, you know, they have the money to do it. But most people cannot afford one whole Bitcoin and they're priced out of the market. So they, you know, like I said, it's almost impossible. So now what I'm saying is, if you can just get to 0.1 Bitcoin, if you can get to a quarter Bitcoin, you're going to be extremely happy in the future. The near future, if you can at least do that, that's still somewhat achievable. But most middle to upper middle class can't even afford a quarter of a Bitcoin now. I mean, like right now, at $65,000 ish, to, you know, you need $6,500 to buy just a tenth of a Bitcoin. That's really a lot of money for a lot of people. You know, and the same amount of Bitcoin was $1,500 less than 12 months ago. You know, people like to be ass backwards, and I don't blame anybody, man. It takes a long time. You don't learn this in college or school or nothing. And most wealthy people are not going to, they're not going to tell you, and they're not going to show you. They're not going to lead you by the hand. You know, maybe they'll just post some videos and stuff, but and a lot of times too, they can't really tell you anything because it's illegal. But if you can get to a quarter of a Bitcoin, you're going to be extremely happy for yourself. And it stabilizes your crypto portfolio. So if you do want to go out more on the risk curve, like in the meme tokens and all this other stuff, at least if you lose all your money in these, you know, altcoins, because they all go 80, 90% down. The altcoins, when we do crash, Bitcoin tends to only go down like 70%. You know, so it's a little less riskier. But now with Wall Street money in there, you'll probably never see 70% crashes in Bitcoin ever. I'll go out on the record and say that. I would, you know, I do not see it. But yeah, if you guys can get to even just a little bit of Bitcoin, if you can come up with $13,000 to $15,000, $13,000 to buy you 0.2 Bitcoin. If you can come up with $15,000 and buy a quarter of Bitcoin, which you could have bought a whole Bitcoin almost with, well, about $15,000, you could have bought a whole Bitcoin, you know, back in the day. But now if you can just see, as Bitcoin goes up, you know, you just get priced out. So for $15,000 now, you feel more confident coming in, putting out $15,000 to buy 0.25 Bitcoin, but you weren't confident when Bitcoin was 15,005 and you're paying like $15,500 for a whole Bitcoin. So that's one problem that you need to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, well, why was it so hard for me to want to buy a whole Bitcoin at 15.5, but it's so easy at $65,000 for me to pay the same amount of money and get way less Bitcoin? You need to really go into your mind and ask yourself what you need to change about your personality, about the information that you get. Because I was screaming buy, and I bought a lot. I'm not made of money, but I bought a bunch. So anyway, but if you can do that and do that for yourself, you'll gladly help yourself. Be so happy by the time we hit 2030. You'll be very, very happy. So there's that. Anyway, this is a great, a great little buying. It looks like a lot of the tokens are like down 10, 15%. Some of them are down 20%. This is a great, because when we get back to 73, 74,000, those tokens are going right back to the same price. AVAX, I don't know what AVAX is doing, but I mean, that hit like what, $51, $52. I'm sure it's down 10 to 15%. You know what's going to happen. You buy in now, you jump, it's going to jump back up. I mean, eventually it's all going to go back up to where it was and go beyond. I think a lot of the AI tokens, the narrative is there, but not really there. I think the potential for AI tokens in general, it's way high. I mean, the narrative is just a baby narrative right now. So you can get a lot of deals, man. With that, the gaming crypto is the same thing. The money isn't really here yet. The money isn't here. This is all smart money is here now. And, you got some of the degenerates, playing around. They're the ones that, sold off all their stuff in the past 7 days. You got people like me out there that are just, buying and just watching the show, man. And I mean, I didn't sell anything. I didn't sell anything because I was scared it was going to go down. I did one trade, and I did the trade because I don't want to be in real world assets right now. I'll maybe get back in. I just think there's more opportunity for me and what makes sense for me. I mean, XRP is in real world assets. ETH is in real world assets. I mean, you can jump into those tokens. They're good tokens out there. I just rather be in gaming, crypto, and AI, and into the more stable tokens right now. When I get excess cash, I'll jump back into that stuff. But I don't have a lot of excess cash right now. And so, I mean, I'm good with missing out on the boat if that's what happens, because there's plenty of opportunities and everything. You can't chase all the winners, man. Hey, if I had $1 million that I could just throw into this stuff, I would have got CleanSpark stock. I would have got Bitform stock. I would have, bought a shit ton of MicroStrategies. I would have bought, into the ETFs when they launched. I would have bought all these different tokens in 2022, 2023. I would have overloaded, crazy loaded. I would have done all this different stuff. If I had $1 million, I could just throw at stuff and nothing else mattered. But unfortunately, I'm not, a Rockefeller that has tons of money. I have to be careful with my money. I'm doing all right with what I have. But that's why I believe when I learn this information, I can monetize this and get it out to people who do have money and, point people in the right direction, show them fundamentals in a fundamental basis, fundamental analysis, show them this, marrying it with the TA, marrying it with things that I observe. And I think that's worth money. And I know people will pay me for that. Let people decide what vehicle they want to jump into. But show them, hey, at least a car will allow you to drive down the street. You pick the car to drive down the street. That's been something that's been working, and it's pretty good to achieve. And I think, like I said, I need to make my business in that, and it's a remote business. I need to just stop being scared because I don't understand about technology. I don't understand how to do it. I'm not good at that. But that shouldn't be what's holding me back. Anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to give you some products and services, in the future with that. That's something that's in my brain. This is a buying opportunity. And if you don't want to buy anything, then just go watch a movie, man. Do yourself a favor. Don't be trading in and out of tokens. I have a friend that he picked, it was nuts now that I think of it. He put $100,000 in the injection token when it was like $2. He doubted himself. He didn't want to wait. And before I know it, he sold that and bought another token. And then like a month later, he sold that and bought another token. Losing money here, losing money there. And he never kept a moon bag. If he would have just kept, 30 to 50,000, let's say it was a couple dollars. If he would have just kept $10,000 into injection token, that 10 grand investment would be $400,000 today. The guy always talking to me how he wants to get rich. He wants to buy a house in the Silicon Valley, San Jose area. The houses are $1 million and blah, 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 blah. But, he didn't want to take my advice. I said, if you don't jump in and out of these tokens, number one. Number two, we're at the bottom of the damn market. It could only go up. And three, if you don't, you don't have to keep all your money into one token, unless you really believe in it. And, and so he completely sold it, disregarded everything I said, whatever. And like I said, a $10 investment. I mean, it was $2, man. It got up to $45 recently, $41. That's 41x. So that's like $410,000 in profit. I mean, off a $10,000 investment, he had $100 grand in there. He had about $100 grand. He would have had over $4 million in that one token if he would have just bought it and forgot about it. He was telling me how awesome it was and how it's going to do this and do that. It's Mark Cuban was behind it, all this stuff. Me, I just looked at that as a million different tokens, and if I just threw any money into anything, I would have done good. I thought I missed a boat at $5. That goes to show you how silly I was. But, hey, I don't know. It wasn't my token. It was fine. I'm totally cool with it. Shit happens. But I'm just keeping it real. Like, don't be jumping in and out of these tokens. Just put your money into something and then just let it go. And then when it makes you the money, just be happy and go about your business. Don't get your dopamine hits off of jumping in and out of these tokens. And, you got to be patient. And like I said, if you're eager to try to make some money, man. It's a down market. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go get some food. See you in the next one.